If you clicked on this video, your aim may look like this.
Bruh.
But today is the day we're changing that because COD Mobile added bots in training mode, practice range, allowing you to practice more game-like situations without having to deal with embarrassing moments in actual games. If you're an aim assist user, great! Because it works with the bots, unlike the old targets where it's non-existent. This way, you won't be messing up your muscle memory at all, and your training here will translate immediately in-game. Now you can come out of nowhere and impress your friends with your new and improved aim, just like this. But first, let's go over the things you may need to train. A proper HUD or setup is really important. For most players, 4 fingers is the sweet spot, but I use 5 fingers as of the moment. Fixing your settings for manual scope is also important as it allows us to pre-aim and gives us the opportunity to get shots off earlier than the ADS to fire button. And lastly, a good and working sensitivity. If you want to save time on training, you might want to get your sensitivity down before you even start, but if you don't, that's okay because you can adjust your sensitivity as you go if you don't feel that you're comfortable with it. We have 4 core areas of training that we'll go over today: centering, tracking, flicking, and incorporating movement. And each will have dedicated exercises to improve on these areas to make us better. For all exercises, remember to turn on the data panel and quick reload for player parameters and reset your data after each exercise. First, let's train our centering. Get your J358 using this build or pick any pistol you prefer with a one-tap headshot capability. We're doing pistol headshots. For the first exercise, you need to set your bot parameters to close location, high speed, level 1 movement complexity, moving left and right. Go ahead and add 3 bots. Now start centering your aim on the moving targets, attempting to get headshots every time. This will work on being able to center on targets that are facing us, allowing us to react faster for those head-to-head gunfights. For the second exercise, set your bot parameters to close location, medium speed with level 1 movement complexity, moving forward and back. Again, you need 3 bots for this exercise. This simulates situations where you're trying to center on an enemy that isn't looking at you, running around the map towards a certain direction. This way, you'll know how much to lead your crosshairs for your shots to connect once you start shooting. Now you might be wondering, why headshots? Well, the head has a smaller hitbox than the chest or waist, so it'll force you to aim tighter, and it also reminds you to aim up instead of looking down. Do these for 3 to 5 minutes each and try to aim for around 75% headshot accuracy and 50% overall accuracy. Centering is the most important thing to make sure your shots actually hit your target. The faster and better you center, the less reaction time you need, the less shots you miss. Doing these 2 exercises can help you practice micro adjustments if you misalign your target. This also lets you practice manual scoping if you haven't mastered it yet. Moving on to tracking, pick your preferred weapon and build. I'd recommend picking your main gun with the best build possible so you'll be able to survive whatever meta you're in right now. We'll be doing mid and long range training. For exercise 1 of mid-range training, set your bot parameters to close location, high speed, level 1 movement complexity, moving forward and back. Add 2 to 3 bots. This allows you to improve your close to mid-range tracking when targets aren't looking at you. For the exercise 2, still on mid-range training, set your parameters to close location, high speed, level 3 movement complexity, moving left and right. Add 2 to 3 bots. Again, this will improve your tracking against enemies that are looking at you, say if you're engaging in a gunfight head-on. Being able to track enemies while controlling recoil was not something you were able to train in the old practice range, so this will be very useful for you to have better tracking of enemies. For long-range training, do these exercises for 3 to 5 minutes each using these parameters. Do take note that you only need 2 bots for this, but remember to add 3 bots because sometimes COD Mobile likes to spawn a bot up here. Now you'll be able to track enemies at any range with ease while being able to deal with aim assist, recoil, and enemy movement. Remember that if it gets too easy for you, you can increase either the speed or the movement complexity of the bots you add. Sometimes there might be 2 or more enemies in front of you and you won't have time to scope out or reposition. That's where flicking comes in. It might look difficult when you see Cisco or Hope do it, but trust me, you can do it as well. We'll be doing a pretty simple exercise. Set your parameters to close location with high speed and level 3 movement complexity, moving left and right. I personally think 2 bots are enough for this exercise, but 3 are fine as well. Start firing on one target, and once eliminated, flick to another and eliminate until you run out of bullets. This also improves your mastery of your own sensitivity when it comes to reacting to enemies showing up on your screen while you're pre-aiming. Aim is one of the more important things you should improve, but you'll be a way better player if you can incorporate movement into it. Unless you're camping way behind the map, you'll need to do movement every time you enter a gunfight in order to be harder to hit, giving yourself a better chance to win the gunfight. Strafing is the most simple and most effective thing you can do while you aim and shoot, as it helps you dodge some bullets and activate aim assist if you have it on. So, when performing exercises we just went over, remember to strafe. Finding your perfect joystick size helps too. I keep mine at around 80 to 90. But of course, we won't miss this opportunity to train our aim while doing movement. It's important to be able to scan for targets once you slide peek and lock onto them quickly, so we'll be training exactly that. For this, you'll want to set your parameters to close location, high speed with level 3 movement complexity, moving left and right. Add 2 bots. Now what you're going to do is from left or right, depending on what you want to train, is to slide and stop on this square right here at the center of the range. Scan for targets, eliminate, and flick to the next one, all the while you're strafing. Repeat until you do this 20 times each, sliding from the left and from the right. You already know we're going to be talking about jump peeking, and we'll be applying the same principles we just talked about when it comes to slide peeking. Use the same parameters and add 2 bots. Do the same exercise but with jumping this time, repeating until you do it 20 times from each side. Jump peeking isn't as anticipated as slide peeking, and being able to hit your shots while performing it will be helpful to win more gunfight. Of course, we won't forget about bunny hopping. It's one of the more unorthodox moves to do in game next to drop shot, but if you can train your aim while you do it, you'll give your enemy a hard time tracking you while being able to land your shots and finish the kill. For this exercise though, I'd recommend you use these parameters. Set it to close location with high speed at level 4 movement complexity, moving left and right. If you'll notice, I didn't use level 4 movement complexity on the other exercises because at this point, bots will add proning or drop shotting to their movement variation, and these boxes in front will block your shots. But with bunny hopping, you'll be able to counter players who drop shot, so it's good to set it to level 4 to simulate those kinds of situations. Feel free to aim train with other movements like slide jumping or jump peek and bunny hopping to one direction. If you'll notice, I did not include a sniper exercise for this one. This guide is more for automatic weapons and for all levels who want to improve their aim. If you want sniper training exercises for practice range, get this video to 5,000 likes and I'll be sure to make it as soon as possible. Now that you've got great aim, you'd want to have better movement. Click this video to learn more. And if you want to improve your game sense to become unpredictable, click this video right here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.